trends.google.com. In this trends.google.com, if you search for some topic, let us say hotel. Hotel is the search term. So, how people search this hotel in the last 12 months? So here we can select the category travel. We can also select the date range, customized date range. Let us say we are checking this for Jan 1st to as on date. So this is what the trend is. This many times on this date, this many times on this date, the people have searched this. Also, we can download this from here. So we'll get the data and we can see how the people are searching. See here, you can see the thing hotel on date 1st is searched 75 times, to search 72 times for United States. So this 75, 72 basically is a kind of a score. You cannot say these many searches have been done because there are around 1 million search for every 5 seconds or 10 seconds. So this number won't represent the exact number of searches, but they have kept it as
under population.
So they have kept it as a some of the sample, and from the sample they are doing the analysis and matter. So 100 is their maximum number of searches, and 75, 72, 78 are the range, whatever it is. Like 100 means it is the maximum number of searches they are telling by keeping some of the thresholds. So this is how the data can be downloaded. So if we here you can see I have already downloaded some data. So here I have kept different things. Here you can see Airbnb, airline ticket, best hotels, domestic flights, hotels, park, resort, travel, everything. So this everything also we can search here. For example, if you want to compare with flight ticket. This is what. There are very minimal search. Here you search for vacation or park. People are more interested in parks like national parks and all for vacation and all. So this is the trend. So this thing we can download the data, and this thing we can also see by the region. Here you can see in which region people are searching what. In this region people are searching more of parks and all. In this region people are searching about hotels. So this is our sub-region wise. These are the sub-regions. So basically this is one of the Google dashboard we have based on the Google thing. So what we need to do is we need to fetch this data to our local thing, and we have to create a database to store this, and we need to update it on regular basis so that we can replicate this dashboard at our own end, at our level of analysis and at our level of data. So basically this is what they are thinking, I think. I don't know, this is what I thought. So what my approach would be is I have created some data. If you can see here, basically there are some functions. So there is some Python library pytrend, which can directly pull the data from Google Trends. There we can give the language and geological as US. Time zone 360, it's default, no need to worry about this. Then I can give the start date and end date. Start date is 1/1 and end date is 24/6. This is what I have given. Then here are the keywords. These keywords you can give anything. Like here you can see I have given domestic flight, travel, vacation, resorts, hotels. So there is a restriction that at max 5 keywords can be passed once by this API. So I'll pass only one by one, and I can add how many I want just to get the data. So I just call this function what I have written, and you can see here, this is how I'll get the data for domestic flight, travel, and everything. If I run this, it hardly takes some time. And if you can see here, I get the data like this from 1 to 24. This is date, this is Airbnb, this is the whole data I can pull off what you are seeing it here. what you are seeing it here, we could able to pull up everything here in our data here. So similarly, here you can see, we can also see the interest of the people by region wise, like on what region, how much searches is there, everything. So this data also we can pull. So for that we have the same library we can use and some other functions we need to use. So that also will take some very less time. You can see, you could able to pull like this. So this is what the output is. Anyway, it is running. It has run. So if you can see here, this is how our data would be on that particular date in these regions. This is how the search pattern. This is how much the searches are done based on these keywords. So which keyword is maximum, which keyword is less. We can have a count here. So we can go for the plotting map and everything. So if you see on 26th, that means on today, there are high number of searches regarding Hawaii uh, domestic flights and Airbnb. Hello.
చూసాను.
చూస్తున్నారా? Okay. So
I'm
basically,
watching. I'm watching actually.
okay, we'll watch it. So basically, we have this data. So if you see now, this data would be updated on regular basis. Like we need to run now is 26. So one thing you can see here, we ran for 26th, but we got the data till, if you can see here, we ran for 26th, but we got the data till 24th, 23rd only. So on a 3 days lag, they are updating it. 3 days lag basis, they are updating it. So basically, if you run on 27 tomorrow, maybe 24th data you will get here. 25th, 26th, like that. So on keeping 3 days lag, we can run this. So we have this data now. So we have to keep this data somewhere which can be accessible to everyone, and we can do some analysis on this data once we store this. So for this, what my approach would be is like these things. I am basically going with the Google Cloud. So if you can see here, I tried a here if you can see, I created a database in the Cloud SQL. So I have created a Cloud SQL data in where I have created some data, a trial database. So this database would be having all the data what we pulled from the Google Trends. So to connect this database and all, this data is runs on a server, this database. So for connecting this database, we have to do certain things to connect from locally and to access this. So basically for doing this, we have to, if you can see here, this command, we have Cloud SQL proxy. This file can be downloaded from the Google itself. Here API client library, you can download the files, everything will get. So once downloading, after downloading this file, we have to create a JSON file. So JSON file, as you are aware, like how we can create it. For example, if we can go and we can go to the instances, and based on instances, we can create the JSON file. If we can go here, by going here also we can create, or by going here. See here we have instance. So if we click on this instance, by clicking on this instance, on this user and all, yes, here some place is there where we can create the JSON file. So here you can see we have this is all the configuration to access and all. Anyway, it's not needed. I'll share the JSON file for connection, but that is a simple way. As you are aware, connecting to the Google Cloud, you can go for the JSON file, and download that JSON to connect here, as we can see here. This is what. So basically, this is my Cloud API instance. So you can see here, the instance name is given here, this one. So that is what I am used here. So that is the instance name. So this command, what I have shown you, will create a local server. So this server will start listening in the local port at 127 localhost and port 3306. So this will be listening. So hence your local communication is established with the cloud server. So you can always communicate now. You can write the data, you can read the data, whatever you want, you can do. So once you have established the local server, then you can go and use any Python library you want to connect to the SQL. So in this case, I have followed the Google's approach only. I have used a SQL Alchemy is one of the library for connecting to the database. So if you can see here, I have connected the SQL database to using these drivers, and Anil, this is my database, and this is my data. This is my username and password, and this is the database. So just to elaborate further, I'll show you that how it is happening here. So you can see here, this is the cloud console I have. Yeah, this is the cloud console I have here. So in cloud console, I can see. So these are my databases. So if you can see here, TestPD is one of the databases what I have created. So initially to create this database and all, we have an approach. You can go here. Here you can go and you can go for here and create a database. Let us say you have created a database. Let us say TestPD. So after creating this database, you can do directly. You can import files from your local things. So that also can be done easily. So for example, you can see here, if you go to overview, there are options are there, import, export. So basically you can import this database to fill the data. So let us say I have the data in my local from Google Cloud. So I can store that CSV file in one of my bucket. So this cannot do it directly through local. There is intermediate step. So there is always a cloud bucket, Google bucket, we have to keep it. So using this Google bucket, I have uploaded the CSV file. Then I can use this CSV file here, which I can import here to my database, TestPD, and table, whatever the name I have created the table. So if you can see here, we have created the table here. So this is where I have my database. So I have a TestPD, you can see here. So in this TestPD, it is like test pandemic. So I have created some tables just for my experiment purpose. If you can see here, GTD, 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 these are the tables I wanted to store my data. So the first GTD, what is there? I have done it using my CSV file. So I have uploaded the CSV file to the Google bucket and I have read it in GTD. So if you see here, I have some commands. So this is how I have created the table. Initially, I have created a table, create table GTD, and I have put all the column names, however it is there, just as we do in Hive. In Hive also we'll create a schema, then after we'll upload the data. So this is how I have created a schema here. After schema creating, if you can see here, this is how I have uploaded my data to the database. So now the question comes, if I update it daily or like update it daily, so I have to append the rows. So I have to keep on appending this database. So how that can be done? So basically, we need to find out some of the way to write to this database from our local system. So that is where our connection came into picture. If you can see, we have connected, and we have our Python code, and we have connected a DB instance, and we have created a DB instance using SQL Alchemy. So if you can see here, I'll show you. So this is what some of the code. It's a basic level code. Like let us say if I have to going to create table. Let us say test G data. Test G data. So I can with what DB connection I have created. Basically DB. So this create engine, this thing, nothing I have done here. This is directly a Google Docs are there. So Google Docs are highly helpful in explaining these things. If you can see here, this docs. If you can see here, these docs are highly helpful, and they are telling how you can connect SQL from an external. So using these docs, we can easily connect that. So see Cloud SQL proxy. So basically, this Cloud SQL proxy you can get here. You can download the file here directly. If you can click here, automatically that file gets downloaded. If you can see here. So everything is from Google itself. So I just use those things, whatever they said. So if you can see here, this driver also they have mentioned how to connect, connecting from the app engine. That is in your local app you are trying to connect. So how you are connecting. Here see, they have given the code also for this. So this is the driver name. This you have used. So by following this, we can able to connect this. So I have connected. So basically after connecting, I am creating a table, let us say with only two variables like date as character and age. So if you can run this, so that was the mistake. So G data is the table what we have created. If you can see here, if you go, here if you can see, show tables. So tables. So see G data as the table we have created. So basically now if you do select star,
All these
yes,
creating in Google Cloud database, right?
yes, everything is in Google Cloud database. So we have empty set G data. So now let us say we have to put some values into this G data. So in this case, we can use a function. Let us say here this code also we have. Google has some GitHub profile also. In that they have given the code. So if you can see here, this is one of the GitHub profile Google has given. So in this we have the code to insert also. You can see here. See, this is what insert into there. Basically, we can directly copy this just to check. Yes. So this is what insert into. So our what is it? Our date and Airbnb. Okay. Okay. And the values are, let us say for date 26. Let us say some 58 value, some random. So insert into values, we can insert it like this. and then column date in the field list. So, and then column date in the field list. So I think there is some. Okay, here is the G data is our table. Okay, I am trying to insert into votes. So I need to change this to G data. So if you can see here, yeah, we have successfully inserted. So if you can see here, by going here, and, here, here if you can go select star from G data. Now this is how it has been updated. So basically, by using these things, we can always update the table, delete or merge, join, whatever we can do. We can do this. So because our data is not very much used, so we can follow this approach. If data has been very used, then we have some other approaches to do that as well. So this is what I have done into. So now I expect you to help me going further how to channelize this. Like let us say here I was trying, I'll let you know what I was trying here. So I was just trying to make this A and B or how many values are there dynamic. So these things I'll change and it need to be changed. It need to go in a loop and it should enter 100 or 200 or 1000 values. So I was doing that. Uh, let's see if you can do it here.
So now we need to make this, it should be dynamically update all the data cuts, right?
Yeah, so now what I expect from you is like you use this data what we pulled from Google Trends and using this as input, you have to upload using this SQL Alchemy and that should be automated process which can be done every 3 days or 2 days. So we just need to run the code and the table should be automatically need to be filled and populated with data. So,
Okay. And after this, the dashboard will be done automatically, na?
a dashboard would be then the person who is responsible for the dashboard will connect to this SQL database from Tableau and he will try to pull the data the way he wants and he can go for the dashboard.
Okay.
So Tableau also can be connected to this Google Cloud and SQL and he can perform the dashboards or heat maps, whatever he wants. So if you can see here,
Okay.
uh, insert into G data.
I think Pradeep is not there.
No, Pradeep is not there.
Okay. Recently, I have checked one article in Medium. Okay. They're also doing the same thing. So
Okay.
it's only for specifically one country. That is for only for Brazil he has done.
Hmm.
But in the code he has explained how to connect for other countries also. You can
Hmm.
choose other countries also. There is a dashboard directly. I think he has used R or Python. I'm not sure. I'm not getting where he has done exactly.
Okay.
Maybe that would help us to get how to make this dynamically. How is getting the data dynamically into the particular URL and all these things.
Okay.
Uh, this in my previous company, all the turbine data used to update into the database every midnight 2 o'clock.
Okay.
So the data will push to directly to the central server immediately once at 2 o'clock, and it will the data will update by 6 o'clock. Our calculation will start by 6 o'clock. So that now what we need to is we need to think how can we put this schedule in our Google Cloud. Okay, and this data has to be loaded at somewhere at your local machine or at a company machine. Or this data has to update. From there, we have to put the schedule. For that, we have to write the script. So, what is the script that you have written? For that, you have to create like a .py script. For the .py script, you have to put the schedule in your PC.
Yes.
So, automatically, the schedule when the schedule will start, the data will load into cloud.
Right.
So that is our target now, right? So where this data can be loaded into our PC, or is there a direct way to take the data from directly Google Trends and it will directly update into Google Clouds? Is there any way that we need to find out?
Okay.
So that is the first challenge that we will be having.
Right. Right. So.
I'm checking, is there any source that we will be having? Discover instantly.